Episode 139. She felt like a thief. Hearing Grandpa's words, everyone couldn't help laughing. With a smile, Jake picked up a cilantro leaf and put it in Grandpa's bowl, saying, "Here." Grandpa was rendered speechless. Serena chuckled and got Grandpa some real food. Captain Robinson looked away and complained, "Too late." Travis Green and Daniel Brown laughed. He felt very cozy. Indeed, Serena was unable to finish. Frowning at the food still occupying her bowl, she suddenly saw a big hand taking her bowl away and slowly started to eat. His moves were elegant, but Serena suddenly blushed. It was her food, and he just did that in front of everyone. The guests were sophisticated enough not to say anything, pretending that they had seen nothing and continuing to have a good time. After dinner, Nanny Harper put away the dishes, and Serena went to prepare a fruit plate. With the plate in her hand, she sat at the coffee table next to Jake naturally. Travis Green happily took a piece of fruit, looked at Jake and asked, "Have you made the decision on the venue?" "Ireland." Jake's look was unusually soft as he glanced at Serena. Ireland, where divorce used to be forbidden. That was a beautiful rule. The most romantic thing Jake could imagine was till death do us part. Hearing that, Serena was surprised and asked, "Why? It's so far away." Jake's eyes became dark as he smiled and said, "It's pretty there." Serena nodded and said, "But I prefer Venice. It's even prettier." "Ireland first. Then we can go to Italy for honeymoon." "Honeymoon? We had that in Maldives." "It does not count." Jake took a sip of his tea and said, "It will be just the two of us next time." Captain Robinson heard that and gave Jake a stare, complaining, "You think I'm the third wheel?" "Who's the one who spent all the effort to help you and your wife be together?" He took a huge risk and helped him again this time so that the couple were good again. Bitter at heart, Captain Robinson exclaimed, "You little ungrateful bastard." Jake curled his lips. "Grandpa has taught me well." Captain Robinson turned his head away and decided not to bother responding. Grandpa was furious. Serena smiled as sweetness took over her heart. Happiness drowned her. With a lovely grandpa, her newly found dad, and him. Catching a glimpse of her smile, Jake became soft and easy to approach as well. Seeing their interaction, Mr. Brown had dispelled his concern. Seeing Daniel Brown looking at Jake and herself, Serena blushed and fought back her smile, handing a piece of fruit towards him. "Uncle Daniel, fruit." Daniel smiled, took it from her hand and ate it. "I want one as well." Jake's voice was cold, but he sounded like a little boy to Serena. Pretending not having heard anything, Serena got herself a piece of apple and took a bite. Suddenly, she saw him approaching her and taking a bite of her apple. Blushing immediately, she bristled at how Jake was acting so calmly. "Couldn't you get your own?" Stealing her food and biting where she just bit. This was in front of everyone. He did not care about his image, but she did. Noticing the look of their guests, she blushed even more and bowed her head. Jake seemed like he had noticed nothing and said matter-of-factly, "Yours is sweeter." "Travis, we should leave now. This is so hard on bachelors like us." Daniel could not stand it any longer, and he stood up. Travis was also in a great mood. He got up as well and said, "All right, I happen to have some business to deal with as well. Let's go." Giving Jake a stare, Serena stuffed the rest of the apple into her mouth and got up to walk them out. After saying goodbye to her father, Travis, and Uncle Daniel, Grandpa said he was going to take a walk. Serena followed him hurriedly, and Jake, of course, followed her. The three of them ended up walking together. The neighborhood was in great shape. Although autumn had come to Austin, the surroundings did not look all that different. The landscaping was perfectly designed, so everything was still lush and green. Captain Robinson gasped.
"Boy, you do know how to enjoy life. I had no idea that the neighborhood is so nice."
Holding the captain's arm, Jake said,
"If you like it, there's another house behind ours, a little bigger than the one we're living in now. I'm an old man, so there's no need for me to occupy such a huge space if I don't have a great-grandson to play with."
Hearing this topic, Serena decided not to respond. However, Jake was more than happy to discuss this and answered,
"I would do it any time. It's up to her."
Captain Robinson gazed at Serena and let out a sigh.
"Oh, sunshine."
She shuddered and cleared her throat.
"Grandpa." "Well, Grandpa is very old now and doesn't have many days to live."
"Nonsense," she interrupted him. "You're so healthy that you will live at least 100 years. In her previous lifetime, even when she and Jake finally got divorced, Grandpa had been in good health, if it were not for that Lila Cox. As if he had not heard her, Captain Robinson continued,
"If you could give me a great-grandchild for me to hold in my arms, I would be more than happy."
Embarrassed, Serena said weakly, "I haven't graduated from college yet." More importantly, she was not ready. Everything she owned at the moment felt like it was stolen. She had no sense of security. She was afraid that one day she would wake up and find that all of it was just a dream. When she woke up, her Jake would be gone, and Mr. Robinson would be back. When she woke up, she would still be the murderer, faced with the ending that she feared the most. Serena couldn't help tightening her grip on Grandpa's arm. Knowing that he had spoken too soon, Captain Robinson smiled and said,
"There is no hurry. Whenever you're ready. The most important thing is that Sunshine is happy. Isn't that right, boy?"
Jake quietly nodded.